I love it when artists don't find themselves too big to like a status they're mentioned in on social media. So where you at, Gary? No matter what day you're watching this, now it is St. Patrick's Day currently. Does that make sense?
Oh, she is my dear, my darling one, her eyes so smart and full of fun. No other can match the likes of her.
Yes, today for me is St. Patrick's Day, hence all the green. And I had to take a little break from reacting to videos because, well, no, hang on, I'll show you. Spring is springing. If you choose to ignore your yard in the spring in the southern United States, Mother Nature will take it over.
I called you when your food was ready, but you were making so much noise you couldn't hear me.
Faith, I know I can't sing a lick, but when I'm roaring like Doran's bull, it works up a killing hunger in me. What have we got here?
Bread newly baked, butter fresh from the churn, and boiled eggs and ham.
Well, now, aren't you the clever girl?
And one American tradition on St. Patrick's Day, don't ask me why, is corned beef and cabbage. Now, I know bangers and mash is probably the more appropriate meal to have on St. Patrick's Day, but I will take any excuse I can to get my smoker going. Plus, the meat's on sale.
I love the ground she walks upon, my darling Irish girl.
Well, hello! Welcome to the 7 and 7 Studios. It's so nice to see you again. With today being St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick's Day, for all you, it's St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Whenever you're watching this, it's early spring here. Not St. Patty's Day with 2 T's. That's this. St. Patty's Day is October 20th. St. Paddy's Day is today. I stumbled across a YouTube channel just recently of this guy holding this giant piece of meat, and it was something about wilderness cooking. I had to check it out. 90% of the video was the guy digging the hole and building the pit from which he cooked this giant leg of calf. So since I'm putting my own personal Southern American flair on corned beef and cabbage today by smoking the corned beef brisket, I figured it'd be a good day to react, while I'm waiting on my corned beef brisket to smoke, to this guy's video that was suggested by YouTube of Genghis Khan, how do we pronounce that? Have we decided yet? Is it Genghis or Genghis? I grew up saying Genghis Khan thanks to Bill and Ted.
Want a Twinkie, Genghis Khan?
But the title of this was Genghis Khan's favorite recipe. Have to watch it and find out what that is. Join me, won't you? Now, I had to do a deep dive into where this all took place. The channel is called Wilderness Cooking, but it's obvious that this is not in Central America, the Southern United States, or the United States anywhere. It's obvious that this is overseas somewhere. It's very beautiful wherever he's at, but I had to know, and he's very elusive about where he's from on his channel. So after looking into more of his videos, I found a lake that he had videoed one time, so Googled the lake. Turns out he's in Azerbaijan. I didn't know either. Had to look it up. So without any further ado, and because this guy's videos are so quiet, I won't even have to wear the headphones. Let's give this one a go, shall we? All right, here we go. Ooh. Don't drink creek water, ever. That just didn't start out great. Don't drink creek water unless you know absolutely where it's coming from. This looks, based on his jacket and everything, looks as if to be snow melt, but I don't see any snow on top of the mountains. Don't ever drink creek water unless you want to piss out of your ass for weeks. Obviously he knows where this water came from, so it's fine. I love that pot. So we're collecting dry wood. Also, I'm going to chat like this whole time. This guy's videos are so quiet and serene, you could almost use them for meditation. They're very close to being ASMR, but they're just so peaceful and serene. The way it's shot, the way he does it, minimal talking, unlike this guy. Makeshift bridge crossing. Okay, so we're collecting dry wood from the creek side, which has been washed down from the mountainside in Azerbaijan. Oh, I want to go there. I want to eat with this guy. The videos that I've seen, I want to eat with this guy. Alright, so we're getting a giant tub of creek water, which is the preferred way to drink it. Boil it first for at least 10 minutes. What are we doing? He's collecting rocks. Yes, that is a good one. It's a good skipper. Alright. We're cleaning off the rocks. We're cooking the rocks. Why are we cooking the rocks? Are we eating rocks? You can't eat rocks. Now, I looked at the description to see the recipe for this, and it just said meat. Given the location, this could be anything. It looks like beef to me, but as far as I know, this could be goat, this could be mutton, this could be lamb. Oh, good whetstone sharpening. I love his knife. Now, to me, and he did this in the last video that I watched, he's cutting off, my preference is that he's cutting off way too much of the fat. I get cutting off the gristle, but he cuts off a lot of the fat. And fat is flavor. But this is some really good looking meat. It's just, it doesn't look like beef to me. It almost looks as if it's lamb or maybe mutton. I wouldn't say it was goat. But it looks good. Very lean though. He cuts his meat to where there's almost no fat on it. And to me, that's just, you're losing flavor by cutting off that much fat. Yellow onions. These are sweet onions, looks like to me. Size of them. Yellow onions are a bit smaller. You haven't lived until you've had a Vidalia onion. You skin it, core it out, put a giant pat of butter in with a beef bouillon cube, wrap it in aluminum foil, stick it on the grill and forget it. And just let it go for just hours. You'll eat like 10 in a row. They're so delicious and they're so sweet. Vidalias you can eat whole, almost like an apple. Sweet onions you can too, but there's something about the soil in Vidalia, Georgia, that for some reason, oil. What are we doing? He's using the meat to grease his pan. Genius. Rocks. We're cooking rocks. All right, gonna stop right here. If you're watching this and you decide to cook rocks, something he didn't mention or wasn't in the title or anything like that, make sure those rocks were dry first. Don't pull rocks from the creek and stick them in a pan or on a fire. They will explode. So what it looks like to me is that he got dry rocks from the creek side that he knew were dry, hadn't been wet in a while, washed them off, boiled them to sanitize them, and is now using them as a cooking base in his pot. Please don't use wet rocks. You will die. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I think we can continue. Campfires are...
Faith, I know I can't sing a lick.
But let's keep going, shall we? We're cooking rocks. So he's oiling the rocks and using it as a base for the pan. I see. That way nothing sticks. This is not a Teflon pan, so nothing's gonna stick. Putting down the onions. I wonder what kind of oil it was. Didn't look like olive oil. It was very clear. Meat. So we didn't marinate or season or anything. This is just onion and meat. Good looking meat. Apologies to my vegan and vegetarian viewers out there, but that sound. I can smell this. Salt and pepper. I can literally smell this through the screen. I got a tear coming out of my eye. It smells so good. That's some good salt he's got there. That's the real stuff. Putting rocks on top of our meat and our onions. Layers. So we're layering this. He's got enough to feed an army, and it's just him out there, and a camera guy, or girl. Given the region, probably a guy. So I'm wondering where all this food goes when he's done. Does he pack it up and take it home and feed a family of 100? He's just sprinkling the meat, not really the onions. There's good coarse salt. Layers, layers, layers. Getting some more of that nasty creek water. What are we doing with the nasty creek water? Don't drink creek water, please. We're making a soup? Nope, just enough to steam it. 2.5 hours. Sorry, there was a commercial on my white screen. Thanks, YouTube. Let's just talk about that for a second, YouTube, with your commercials. I've been battling some insomnia lately, and I'll watch ASMR videos to try and lull myself back into sleep. And YouTube has suddenly decided to not only put commercials in the middle of what are supposed to be quiet, sleep-inducing ASMR videos, but they're putting really loud commercials right at the end. You know, once you've fallen asleep. Just my 2 cents worth. Sometimes I feel it's worth it to go to YouTube Premium so I don't have to watch these stupid ads that they're not relevant to me at all. Anyway, let's keep moving on. 2.5 hours we're going to wait and let this cook. He's building up kind of an oven, sealing in the heat. I love his knife. I've never been a huge gun advocate, but I'm a big knife advocate. I love this guy's knife. He couldn't find a better view to look at while he's waiting on this stuff to... We're stopping. That is why you don't drink from the creek. Was this a wild cow? Was there just a rogue cow walking through the area, checking things out? Did it smell its mother that you're cooking in this giant pot? That cow drinks, pees, and poops in and around that creek, which is why you don't drink creek water. That poor cow is walking up like, oh, Fred, is that you? Is that you, Fred? I smell you. What's going on over here? What happened to Fred? Let's keep going. I'm assuming this is the 2.5 hours later, and we're scooping out our rocks. There's a lot sticking to the rocks. That seems a little wasteful. Is that why we had so many onions? Is because we don't care about throwing those away? Oh, God, that looks good. And look at how not only are the yellows kind of caramelized, but the fat in the meat is yellowish. Now, that's not from the onions. A lot of people think, oh, it's because the onions were yellow onions, sweet onions. No, that means that meat was grass-fed. When you cook it up, the fat turns that really bright yellow color, and it is delicious. Look at how tender. Oh, if he had only left more of that fat on there, I would eat the fat first. That's beautiful. I hope my brisket turns out that good looking. Yes, pick it up, stab it and pick it up with a knife and chew it right off the knife, my friend. Super! That's it. I love the fact that he just ends it with super. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. That was super. There's a link to this video and the guy's channel. I'll link his channel below. Go and check it out. I'm telling you, if you're having a bad day, you're having a stressful day, just pop one of his videos on. They're quiet. You get to what you wonder, what's he doing next? What's he doing next? There's no talking. There's no explanation. You just kind of have to figure out what he's doing. And he's cooking massive amounts of just wonderful looking, delicious food. Oh, bless you, sir. That's the thing that can unite this planet into world peace. Not religion, not politics, not diplomacy, nothing else. Food. Food is what will unite the planet. We all, it doesn't matter what language you speak, doesn't matter what any of your ideologies are, we can all sit down and have a meal together. And if the food is good, it's a connection between souls. Please go check this guy out. Tell him I sent you, because if I ever end up on that side of the planet, I'm having a meal with this man. His food just looks, ooh. Make sure you do all the things for me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day, or whatever day it is for you. Have a wonderful life. Have a wonderful you. Be a wonderful you. And if there's any motto that I could come up with to just wrap this all up, it literally, always eat food that's super.
You gotta take the elevator to the mezzanine, so change the songs.
of sustenance.
in the form and face and dainty grace of a pretty Irish girl.
Want a Twinkie Genghis Khan? Say please.